The First Halloween by Daredevil 15. One October night in Ireland, I was walking down the street with my friend Ella and my brother Matthew. We were going to a Halloween party at our friend Christy's house. When we got to Christy's house, we saw that her house was decorated really nice. When Ella rang the doorbell, Christy opened the door and we saw lots of other people, so we asked her who they were. Christy said that the people were her friends from her old school, Maple Heights Elementary, and her relatives. After she introduced us to her relatives, we went trick-or-treating in her neighborhood. We went to a house that lived an old woman that made us bob for apples to get our treat. When we got to the second last house, we were so out of breath, so we decided to skip the last house and go back to Christy's house. On the way back, we saw a dark and scary house. We thought it was a haunted house, so we ran away, but Ella stayed there. When we saw Ella back at the haunted house, just standing there, we went back and pulled her along with us. Ella asked us why we pulled her away, and I reminded her that it was a haunted house and it was contaminated with ghosts. Ella followed us back to Christy's house, and when we got back, she dared me to go into the haunted house. I really didn't want to go into the haunted house, but I accepted the dare anyway. Suddenly, Matthew and Brendan walked over to us and told us that there was slime cake, so we said that we would try it. The next day, we went back to the haunted house. There were lots of spider webs and old boxes. I opened a box and I saw a giant spider, so I screamed really loudly. Ella asked me what happened, so I told her that I saw a spider. Later, I saw a staircase and I asked Christy if I should go up. Christy said I should, so I went up. I just saw more boxes. I looked in a box and I found a bunch of papers. I saw one titled The History of Halloween. It was Halloween last night, so I decided to look through it. I ran back down the stairs and showed Ella and Christy the papers. I read the first paragraph out loud, and it said that Halloween was originated from the South, people from Britain. They thought that the border between the real world and the other world became thin on Halloween. The paper also said that the people wore scary costumes to scare away spirits. Some countries thought that Halloween was the first day of spring. Now people wear any costumes they like on Halloween. We thought that this guy who wrote this came from the future to write it. We were so excited, so we ran back to my house to tell our moms. My mom prepared some scones for us to eat, while we told my mom and dad about our adventure. I love having adventures, and I'm going to have more with my two best friends, Ella and Christy. Ella wants our next adventure to be time traveling to the future Ireland, or maybe going to the White House.